Hey everybody, how's it going? All right. Welcome to Mandolin for Duffers. You know what today is? Today is graduation day. It's the end of the first session of Mandolin for Duffers. All right, end of the first session of Mandolin for Duffers, the first 8-week session. The next 8-week session starts next week. And so you guys are all graduates of Mando for Duffers, session 1. Wow, congratulations everybody. Really, I seriously mean that. Congratulations. You've worked so hard. I appreciate all the work you've done. And so let's proceed on with lesson number 8 of session 1. Next week starts session 2. Can you believe that? Once I've cycled through all the keys, by the way, in Mandolin for Duffers, this will turn into a repertoire class. So we'll start just learning tunes each week. But for now, you guys are doing great. So remember, we played a lot of stuff in G. Let's just play our G scale, shall we? 2 taps on my foot. Hear my foot tapping? I can hear it. Can you hear it? All right, so we're just going to play our G scale from here up to here to the B on the E string. Ready? 2 taps. 1, 2, ready, play. Good. Good, good. Now let's see here. Got to make a minor adjustment on my D strings. A little out of tune here. Hang on, hang on. We tune because we care, you know. That's what we always say. So now we were doing a different kind of scale. Remember, we're doing 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Let's just do that now. 2 taps per note. So that's G to B. Sorry to interrupt you there. A to C. You've practiced this, haven't you? Stop. You should be at the 4th finger on the E string. Now come down and down 2 and up 1. G, A. You should be saying the names of the strings, the notes to yourself. So let's start back here. I can't talk and play at the same time. B, G, A, F sharp, G, E, F sharp, D, E, C, D, B, B, A, C, A, B, G, A, F sharp, G, E, F sharp, D, E, C, D, B, C, A, G, B, G. Sorry about that. I'm so used to playing those exercises fast, when I play them slow, I mess them up. So we did one more exercise scale-wise, right? We did one more thing. We're going. So we start on one note. So we go up 3 and back to the one we started on. So that's G, A, B, G. Then we'd go to A, B, C, A, right? So up 3 and then back to the one you started on. thing in reverse. I don't expect you to do it that fast right now, of course, but there you've got that to play with. You can slow it down when you come back to the video later, okay? So that's G, remember, and then G arpeggio one time, shall we? So remember, it's all the G's, B's, and D's from here, open G up to the pinky on the E string. So it's okay, here we go. One tap per note, G, ready? Okay, that's the G arpeggio, right? So now we can do it one more thing. Write those and tab those scales out for you too. And by the way, I have decided what I'm doing with all the materials I'm generating for the course. They're going to be at fiddleschool.charliewalden.com. And I'll put this link on the Facebook page and also put it on my Patreon page. Okay. And so there will be a special link for Duffers, for fiddle for Duffers, mandolin for Duffers, guitar for Duffers. So all the material will be there. It'll be basically, there'll be a link to a Google Drive, and I'll just toss stuff into that Google Drive folder. And also I'll have the links to the videos, but there'll be the links to the truncated videos. So if those, I call those my teaser videos. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, just go to the Patreon site and access the full-length videos there after the lesson. So. All right, so I haven't got that quite up yet. I've got some more things to do before I make those pages available, but it won't be long now. Okay. So we were starting to play in D, but let's just play one of our tunes in C. I think that in G. The last one we played that I taught you was Put Your Little Foot. Remember how that goes? Okay, let's play a little bit of that. Kind of slow. It's in 3/4 time. Remember, I said it's not a waltz. It's a Varsouvian. It's a couple dance. Old-time couple dance. So here we go with Put Your Little Foot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Again. Again. Put your little foot, put your little foot, put your little foot right out. Hey, let me show you that little ending. I don't think I've demonstrated that. That's a fun little thing. So at the end there, it's kind of like this. Then arpeggio. I'll do that again. All right, good job. Whoa, I knocked my glasses off. Oh, that wasn't a good job. Whoa. All right, so now let us say goodbye. If you're watching this video in the archive and not on the live stream, if you're here with the live stream, stick with me. But if you're watching it in the archive version later on YouTube, this was the end of the video. It's a 30-minute lesson, but you're only getting 10 minutes. So if you want the whole lesson, go to patreon.com/Charlie Walden. Sign up. It's only 92 cents a week. Folks, it's the best 92 cents a week. I don't think you can get foam on your latte for 92 cents now, can you? So go check that out. All right, so back now to the live stream, and we're going to move on over to the key of D now. So again, I'm letting this unfold slowly. I want you to practice along with me and practice on your own too. So we repeat a lot of stuff here, you know, so we get the fundamentals down. So let's do a little bit with our metronome here. And let's try a little bit of our tremolo. Remember, our tremolo is I was doing to, whenever you have a sustained note, you don't just want to go count 4 bars. You want to go wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, so how you get that up, how you get that going? We've talked about this before. You get your metronome. I've got it set at 60 beats a minute. You can set it anywhere you like, but slow. You want it slow. So let's go. So just pick a note. Let's pick this G on the D string. And play along with me. So I'm playing the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the D string, sorry. It's a G, right? Then you double. Down, up, down, up. Don't get ahead of yourself. Metronome's hard to play with, actually, because music isn't played by a computer, is it? We're people. We're humanoids. Now let's see if we can double that. It's hard to stay with. And I always try to put an emphasis on the beat so that I know kind of where I'm at with the metronome. That's going to be stronger. Get what I'm doing there? So that's how you work up your speed. And the metronome is a great tool for that. And you don't have to have a dedicated metronome. There's plenty of phone metronomes out there, you know, phone apps you can just download. Some of them are free, which that always appeals to me, to my ancestral heritage. The thrifty Scotsman, you know. All right, so let's play a little bit of our scale in D. Remember we did the D scale, so D scale is now, so D. In G there was 1 sharp, right? Everything was natural notes, except F sharp. But now we're adding a sharp in D again. So it's D, E, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. It's all right, it's not cooperating here. Okay, so let's just play 1 tap, D scale. Here we go. Ready, play. And if we kept going down, the notes on the G string are D, C sharp, that's in the 6th fret, way out here. Gotta reach out with your pinky. D, C sharp, B, A, G, right? Okay, so start back on the D string. So I want you to work up. I'm not going to spend all the time here doing it with you. We'll play it over and over again over the course of time. But you know, so we did. What other scales do we do? Patterns did we do in G? We did the scale. And then we did the 2-step forward and 1-step back. So let's do that in D right now, really quickly. And if you're not ready for that, just listen and come back and look at the review the tape, as they say in college football. Okay, so it's D, D, F sharp, E, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Here we go. Then okay, so really what we're doing there is we're just playing the G pattern we did before, but every time we come to a C, make sure it's a C sharp. So, you know, when you're doing this, it's really just the same thing. Don't get flummoxed by it. So, and then we want to do, and then I want you to practice this. The three up and back to where you started. And then up one. Then up one. Okay, got that? All right, so let's practice those. Okay, so now let's talk about the D arpeggio one more time. D arpeggio is the 1st, 3rd, and 5th scale degrees. That's how we make the 3-note arpeggio. So it's D, F sharp, A, D. Let's do that. Go D, F sharp, A, D, A, F sharp, D. Right, good. Okay, now let's play that from D all the way up to this A on the E string. So it's D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A, F sharp, D, A, F sharp, D. And then we can catch this the way. But A is part of it. Okay, so now let us talk about chording in the key of D. Remember in G, if we first start out with these simple chords, remember? So it's D, G, to C, the 4 chord, to D, the 5 chord, to G. But then I said, let's add an extra finger so we can play a closed, movable position. So then it became this. So it's B, it's G, B, G, and I'm not playing the low G string, although I actually could, but I'm not going to. C, D, G, okay? So now, if we want to play in D, you keep seeing me do this kind of cool chord, that's a D6 chord. Here's the chord I want you to play when we're playing in D and you're starting in D. We're gonna give you more options, you know, because just like with the guitar, there's a lot of different places and ways to play a chord on the mandolin. So remember, we've got this. This is a D chord. I'm only playing the G, D, and A string. I'm not playing the E. The E, I'm just not playing. I'm kind of muffling it, trying not to hit it because I don't want it to sound out. So I'm kind of muffling it with my middle finger, which is playing the D on the A string. See, I'm hitting both those strings with equal force, but you're only hearing one. You're not hearing the E because I'm muffling it. See, killing it with the fatty bit of my finger. And then believe me, I have fatty bits on my fingers. I'll tell you right now. Okay, so here's your one D chord you can use, and that one works really nice. Here's another one though. Okay, I'm gonna get in real close here where you can see what I'm doing. Put your second finger on the F sharp on the D string. Put your third finger on the D on the A string. That's the 5th fret, and then put your first finger on the A on the G string. That's the 2nd fret, and you get something like this, which is really punchy. Okay, now move that down. And now I can play a nice full-throated 4-note chord. So I'm playing, I took these 2 fingers here, this little pattern. F, so remember it was the 2nd finger on the F sharp on the D. Now put that 2nd finger on the C sharp on the A. And put your 3rd finger on the A on the E string, or the 5th fret. Now put your index finger on the E or the 2nd fret of the D string. And if you flatten it out and play both strings, I've got this going on. Now this chord, I can still use this chord, right, that I did before. So here's D. Remember in G I was going, playing this D chord. Now if I move that down, that's an A. In fact, if you take any chord position and going across the fingerboard, move it up. So like this is D, right? So if I move up, in other words, to higher notes, so when I say up, I'm actually moving down, but I'm talking about higher notes. If I move up over to the next 2 set of strings, I've moved up a 5th. So now I've got the 1 chord, D. This is a beautiful thing about the mandolin and the fiddle as well, but mandolin is so graphic. You can see it because of the frets. If I move over 1 fret, I've got the 5 chord now. So if I wanted to play my 1, 4, 5 chord progression, I could go like this. Show you on finger view again, so you can really get a good idea of what I'm doing there. So, and I'm just doing a 2-note chord. Sometimes a 2-note chord is good enough because somebody else is playing all those notes. You don't have to play them all. So that's D, right? That's F sharp and D. That's parts of a D. That's a D chord. If I move that up, down, pitch wise, in other words, onto the 2 lower strings, that's a G chord. And if I move that back to up 1, that's a D chord. And if I move it up to these 2 higher strings, that's an A. So now I've got my 1 chord, my 4 chord, and my 5 chord. So, okay, so if you go up in pitch with that position, I'm not sliding this way at all. I'm just moving laterally across the fingerboard. If I go this way, I've moved up a 5th. If I go this way, I've changed the pitch a 4th. Okay, so I've got my 1, 4, 5 chord right there. How about that? That's pretty clever. The mandolin is so much simpler and easier to understand what's going on because, like with the guitar, you've got that, it's tuned in 4ths, but then you get that outlier that when you get to that B string, it's not in 4ths, it's in 3rds, and so it really messes things up in terms of patterns. But on the mandolin and the fiddle both, since they're tuned evenly in 5ths, anytime you make that kind of adjustment like I just described, you've automatically gone to the next place you need to go. It just makes it really easier to find things on the fly, you know what I mean? Okay, so now we're going to play, I think I taught you this slow last time, that Spanish 2-step, okay? I know I've thrown a lot at you there, mind-boggling. So remember this D chord, and then this G chord, and this A chord. Okay? Alright, post those up on the page. I should have that. I should have that up by Saturday. I think I just need a little more time to get it all. I want it to look right when you go visit it. Okay, so let us mess around with this Spanish two-step in the 5 minutes we have left today. And next time, at the beginning of session 2, that'll be lesson 9, but session 2. That's so exciting. Another 8-week session is starting next week. Okay, so... play that for you. I'm going to do a slow finger view here in just a minute. I just want to remind you about a couple of things here. If you're not a patron at patreon.com/Charlie Walden, and you've enjoyed today's broadcast, go to ko-fi, that's Ko-fi.com/Big Fiddle Show, and buy me a cup of coffee right now. I'd really appreciate it. Man, I'm getting thirsty. You don't have to, I'll just take it black too. It doesn't have to be fancy, not some fancy. I don't need 2 pumps of hazelnut or anything like that. All right, and then so let's look at this business of this tune here one more time. I want you to study up on this before next time here. Starting right here. Okay, hey, you know what, folks? You know what I want you to do now? I want you to do something for me. Hit that like button, if you would, on your way out the door. It's because the lesson's over today. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Hit that like button. If you're not already a subscriber, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And I think that's about it. I'll see you here next Wednesday and every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And tonight, don't forget, it's the Wednesday night session. So that's starting at 8 p.m. here on this same YouTube channel. And to get all the important information, everybody should send me a message, bigfiddleshow@gmail.com, and I'll put you on the mailing list. You'll get my weekly newsletter with the links to all 6 of my live streams. All right, folks, that about does it. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Be sure to practice. Practice, practice, practice. All right. Take it easy.
Bow to your partner.
Good night, everybody. Good night. No, have a good
And
rest
to
of your
your
day.
corner.
We'll see you again soon.
Join your hands, circle to the left.